Indestructible Gaming. Select your character. Musket Shot. Mr. K. Let the battle begin. Get ready for a battle unknown. 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Indestructible Gaming and more. I am Musket Shot. Alongside me is my co-host, Mr. K. Mr. K, hello.
Hey, Musket Shot. Welcome back, everyone, to a whole new episode of Indestructible Gaming and more.
Yeah, this week we are talking about a game called Control, Control. And this is a game developed by Remedy Entertainment, and they're out of Finland. And they had a bunch of different games, actually. I didn't realize they did as many of these games, but they have a lot of these you've probably heard of, and I've heard of them. Agents of Storm, Alan Wake's American Nightmare, Death Rally, Max Payne 1 and 2, Alan Wake, Quantum Break, Crossfire HD, and Crossfire X. So a bunch of different games that they've done.
A lot. And it's pretty cool, too, because Alan Wake and Quantum Break are also connected to Control. So
Right.
They're all in one universe.
Yeah, and the woman that does the voice of the main character in Control did a voice in Quantum Break as well, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
And this is the game is published by 505 Games, and they've published games like Battle Ages, Human Fall Flat, Portal Knights, No Man's Sky, Payday 2, and Terraria. So
they've published a pretty good amount.
They've published a lot of different games, so another big game for them. This game was released in August of 2019, so it's not too new, but it's
You will eventually
new.
get a Ultimate Edition, which is coming out soon, or maybe it's out now. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, okay, good. And it's rated M, 17 plus for blood, strong language, and violence. It's a single player, third-person shooter on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One, which we played it on the Xbox One. And pretty interesting story, but I'll let you I'll let you describe the story since it's a very confusing story. You can try to describe the plot.
So basically, you are this person named Jessie, and she's voiced by Courtney Hope. I don't know her from other things, but figured I'd mention it just in case you were curious.
I did look her up, and it looks like she's done, like I said, the Quantum Break video game, and looks like she's done some other stuff where she's been in Young and the Restless, which is a soap opera, if you like those, and Bold and the Beautiful, which is another soap opera. She's been in a bunch of other different stuffs and different. There's a Quantum Break TV series too she was in, so she's been in quite a few different shows and movies.
But yeah, pretty much there's this U.S. This paranormal headquarters where Jessie goes into, and she's pretty much the director. And you're supposed to go around and figure out about this deadly enemy and defeat them, known as the Hiss. She named it herself. I kind of think it's stupid, but it's fine. But basically, Control, you have different abilities that you could use against enemies. The story is, it's other than what I just told, it's really
Confusing?
weird. Yeah, it's confusing. It's weird. It's all over the place. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing though. It works because when these people make these kinds of games, they make it so it's very extraordinary, an experience. That's why Alan Wake was so popular, and Quantum Break was pretty popular too. I enjoyed that one a lot, actually. But Control, I think, is their best one so far, and I hope they get better with them and get new ones out. It'd be really cool to see because they even do live action stuff with it too,
Right.
which Quantum Break did a lot.
Yeah, if we let's go back to the story of this game now. So Jessie, her last name is Faden in the game. Jessie Faden is a woman who's searching for her brother. Her brother and herself somehow get involved with this organization as kids at some point where they did something, and then the organization took her brother away, and she's never seen her brother since. And she's been looking for her brother. She's been looking for this organization, and then just suddenly comes across it and finds the organization. And
I'll be honest, I forgot about the brothers since I was so focused on the hiss.
Yeah. So when it starts, you're entering the building as Jesse Faden, just a regular person. And you go searching around, and the first person you come across is this janitor. His name is Ahti, Ahti, and I had to look up the guy that did the voice, and I was kind of wondering what kind of accent this janitor had, but the janitor is voiced by a gentleman. I can't remember his name, but he's actually from Finland as well. So might be somebody that an actor over there, or who knows, maybe somebody that's very close to the developer as far as the doing different games and stuff. But it's a tough accent because thankfully you have closed captioning or wording that scrolls along the bottom, because otherwise half the stuff he says I wouldn't have understood what he said. There's times where he says stuff and I swear it's not anything English wise that we would know. Maybe it's something from Finland, it means something, but to an American I was looking at it going, what did he just say? Did he just speak gibberish? I mean, what was that? But you meet him, and then he tells you to go to this. He says you're here for the job. You're here to be my janitor with me, and which at the beginning you're like, what the heck? This makes no sense at all. All right. And then he tells you to go to this office and go to the interview, go to the office, and you go, and the whole building's empty except for him, but you've got time to look around and stuff like that. And you go into this office and you find this director that's in the office that you're supposed to see is dead on the floor due to a gunshot of some sort. And that's where you find a gun. And you hear this voice that says, pick it up, and you pick it up. And then you go into this other world where you get to try out some abilities and shooting the gun and stuff like that.
And the gun's pretty cool. It has a really cool reload animation and all that.
Yeah. So the gun is, I would say, alive somewhat. It has another purpose. It's not just a gun.
It's not a normal gun. It's there's no way to really explain it until you see it yourself. I mean, it moves on its own pretty much.
Yeah. And it
knows when to reload.
Yeah, it knows when to reload. It's unlimited ammo, but it does need to reload.
Yeah.
And when it does need to reload, sometimes it's at the worst time, I've found, where it's oh my gosh, you're getting hammered from all different sides. And it's now I got to reload.
Yeah, one of the major things of this game is you always have to move. If you stop, it's pretty much a death sentence. Yeah.
This game, the shooting is, I found to be, for me, difficult, because I find most shooting games to be somewhat difficult for me in most of them. Unless I'm playing with somebody, or unless there's certain aspects to the game that they put into it to make it a little bit easier. But this one I found a little bit difficult as far as shooting. But the gun is interesting because it's somewhat alive. It opens and closes, the top of it opens and closes a lot. It's pretty cool. There's different mods as you get throughout the game. Once you get the gun, and learn how to use the gun, you find out that because you can use the gun and shoot the gun and control it, you're now Jessie is the director now. She's the director of the agency. So there's something to do with the gun, is who can use it and how they use it. It sort of makes them the director of the agency, which is kind of interesting because she goes from being a nobody to all of a sudden the main person.
Yeah, you as you get these new powers, you also get the ability to use your hand and smash things, which the world is very destructible, and it's really fun to use with.
Yeah, that is probably my favorite part of the game, is using your power in your hand to destroy stuff. Like, you can literally go into rooms or go up to desks and just destroy them, smash them into pieces. Pieces go flying everywhere.
Oh yeah. And they'll show like impact and such.
Yeah,
if like you're doing like a wall, you'll see a break in the wall.
Yeah, that's really cool. And then if you hit people with a punch, sometimes they'll just explode.
Oh yeah, it's great.
So, do you want to kind of explain the people that are in the building with you that are sort of just floating around?
Yeah, I forgot what they were called, but are you talking about like the enemies or like the normal people?
The enemies. Because
they're in the game, there are normal people that are also being controlled by the hiss.
Yeah,
and that's why you gotta defeat them all in order to save these people.
Yeah,
you can kill these people. By the way, you can be an evil person and just shoot them and just have them die.
Yeah,
it's kind of screwed up as the hero, but
yeah,
freedom, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are just kind of floating in midair.
Yeah, you just see them around.
Yeah, you'll see them up in the air, and they kind of look like they're just
in suspense of animation.
Yeah, like under a spell or something, and something like you would see out of a science fiction type.
Like I said, you're supposed to save them, but you can shoot them.
Yeah,
that's one way to end it.
Yeah, which I'm sure you did plenty of times, right?
Well, the first time I did by accident, I didn't think it would actually let me do it.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was like, oh, yeah. All right. I can be the bad guy now.
But yeah, she, you do learn different abilities throughout the game. The smash one is actually an ability you have from the very beginning, right? Before you even get the gun, you have the smash ability, which is, like I said, that alone is just so much fun to do, smashing stuff.
But later on in the game, you also get the ability to pick up stuff with your hand and throw them, and you'll eventually come across these guys who are infected by the hiss that flow in the air that also have your abilities. And you kind of got to duke it out until they die.
Yeah, so you use it.
Really fun to do.
So you have almost like a telekinetic power where you can grab things from wherever and throw it at the enemy. And it's kind of cool how she grabs stuff. You use the power and like whatever is nearby will just go towards your hand and you can just launch it at the enemy.
And you can eventually upgrade these powers. And one of the ones that I find hilarious is when you're able to pick up people and throw them. That one's just really funny. Kind of reminds me of like Hulk Ultimate Destruction or something. We can just pick up the people and launch them.
Right. Yeah.
That was a good game.
But yeah, the storyline is a little confusing. She is talking to somebody that you don't really see or know who she's talking about or talking to, and it's kind of weird because for a while there you're like, okay, is she just talking to me, like the game player? Is this like a fourth wall type of thing, breaking down the fourth wall? But you do find out that there's another being and entity within her or something like that. So there's you'll figure that out. But then there's a story part of it of how she gets to it, which I'll let you figure that out when you play the game. But it's kind of interesting because that made a little bit more sense when playing it. But let's talk about the graphics a little bit. The graphics, the graphics are really good in this game. I mean,
they look really good.
Especially when they do the close-ups of Jessie Faden, the main character. I think she, there's times where it's like, wow,
she looks good, but then sometimes they look at the other people, like the NPCs, like the janitor.
Yeah,
and they don't look as good, but
right, yeah,
you can tell they put a lot more effort into Jessie.
Yeah, definitely put a lot of effort into making her almost very realistic. There's times where you're like, wow, if they do close up of her, and it's almost like you're looking at a video of somebody. But they add a lot of live action video into this game too, which is pretty cool. And you said that they did that in
Quantum Break, yeah.
Quantum Break. Okay, so I thought that was pretty neat.
I'm not sure about Alan Wake though.
Yeah,
I'll have to play that sometime.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool how they did that. Because at first I was like, wow, if this is computer graphics, it's incredible. But then I was like, wait, no, I think that's just video.
when you can't determine video from video games, that's when you know the graphics are good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sometimes you're like, wait a minute, is that? Oh my God, it's amazing. But I was looking at the website for Remedy games, Remedy Entertainment, and they use they talk about one of their storytelling engines that they use called Northlight, and it's a next generation physically based renderer, which is it combines global illumination and particle lighting that truly brings scenes to life. This is what it says on their website, and it combines state-of-the-art performance captured facial animation with photorealistic scanned characters. It enables real-time playback and rewind the physics and large-scale destruction, which there's a ton of large-scale destruction in this game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it goes beyond simple audio playback. You can freeze and rewind sound, analyze it, and even use it to drive visual effects and animations in perfect sync with the soundscape. So, I mean, it's whatever this... I don't know how many other gaming developers use Northlight, but this I was really impressed by this storytelling engine that they use in the game. It's really amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. One of the other cool things I thought about this game was that when you bring up the map, you could run around with the map open while you're running around to kind of see where you go, which I think that was pretty cool. And I'm sure it happens in a lot of other games too, but I thought it was pretty helpful. A lot of times when you break up a map, you can only look at it and then you got to go back and forth to kind of see where you are. But this one, you could bring up the map and still be running around and kind of see, all right, I got to go this way. All right, I can go this way. Which is pretty good. The biggest problem I found in this game was the health.
Yeah, the health is, it's
quick sometimes.
Yeah, and it's weird because the only way you get health is from killing enemies.
Yeah.
So you have to be really good in order to get your health back.
Yeah, and I'm not.
Sometimes that just doesn't work out.
Yeah, and you kill them, and when you kill them, they drop these like little like light orbs or something, but you have to go running to them. They don't
automatically go into you. So you got to run to go get them. But unfortunately, a lot of times you got to do that. You got to run in between all the bullets and everything that are flying. Yeah. If this was Quantum Break, I would say, okay, this might work. Mm-hmm. Because in Quantum Break, I remember you could have like a shield made of glass or something like that, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you can't really do that here.
No, and there's everything from like guys just shooting pistols to guys with machine guns and
maybe
grenades.
Eventually, but
yeah, I mean, I know when you get hit with a grenade, I mean, there was many times where somebody would throw a grenade and it would hit near me, it would explode near me, and it would wipe out like 90% of your health. And it's like,
yeah, it's pretty insane. Have you tried pushing it back when they throw it, or like throwing it back?
No, I didn't even. I just try to run away every time.
Maybe
you can try that.
I've thrown it back at them, but I haven't tried like using my hand to push it like a hockey puck or something.
Oh, yeah, no.
Who knows? Maybe that'd be kind of cool if it works.
Yeah, but it is one of the biggest problems I see with the game, that the health is just too quick to go down on it as far as like you getting shot. Which does pretty much say they want you to use your powers to the max. Yeah,
they want you to use as much as you can.
Yeah,
you can't just sit there and shoot.
Yeah, and I've seen that as a the health is one of the biggest complaints so far that I've seen from the game. With other people saying that they just you'll take a beating real quick and you'll die a lot. So, and I died a lot.
Guess you
Um,
weren't in control.
Yeah, no. I think it's pretty cool the when you do get to learn other abilities and stuff like that. Being able to go to another world there and sort of learn the abilities. So
Yeah, when you go into the other world, it looks really cool. It's very abstract.
Yeah. It's like these just different rising black platforms, and then they give you some enemies to sort of practice it.
It hasn't. I don't think it
Practice your
has a
skill.
definitive name, but I like to call it the Void.
Yeah. I mean, that's where you learn your telekinetic powers, your shooting, your weapons. There's an evade type move that it can sort of like almost like the Flash kind of jump to different areas really quick and stuff like that. So that I think is kind of helpful because at least you're not learning how to use it within the game itself, trying to dodge a bunch of enemies that you just, you're going to kill you. This at least gives you that chance to figure out and learn it. There's on the map, there's a fast travel, so that's good too. I thought that was good to have that too.
Yeah, fast travel is pretty good in this game.
To go back to everything, you didn't have to travel all the way through stuff because the enemies the enemies that come after you in certain areas, there's a lot of them.
Oh yeah, sometimes you can be absolutely surrounded by them.
Yeah, and you don't even see them half the time because sometimes they're up in the ceiling. So you depending on your viewpoint, you may only see a couple of them, and then all of a sudden it's like a dozen of them all over. It's like, where the heck did they come from? But a lot of her role is to get into different areas and do what they call cleansing, and it's sort of puts the area she's in back to, I guess, but put it back to normal. I guess would you say? Yeah,
I think that's the best way to say it.
Yeah. There's a lot of different things in this game.
It's a really fun game. Don't get us wrong. There are some negatives to it, but it's not enough to ruin the game entirely.
No, it's. I'm sure it's a lot of. I don't know what the main reviews are. I'm sure it's gotten a lot of.
Oh yeah, I'm sure if it's getting a better edition with everything in it, I'm assuming it's good.
Yeah,
I got really good reviews.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy with the amount of characters that are shooting at you, though. So I think that's my biggest.
Really, all it depends on your play style. So, really depends on your experience.
Yeah, exactly.
And how much you use your powers and how you use them. It's really open. You can do it pretty much what you're able to do.
Now, what was Quantum Break like? Was it sort of similar to this, or?
Oh yeah, very very similar, almost exact.
Oh really? And so in the type of gameplay and everything.
I don't remember it being like as weird as this one was.
Right.
I remember
story-wise,
that. Yeah, story-wise, I don't remember it being like abstract or anything. I didn't really get far into it. But from what I did get into it, I just remember getting powers and using them against like some guys with guns. I don't remember. I just remember being in a library and they were shooting through like the bookshelves. But pretty much you have different powers, obviously, but it's still pretty fun to use. Yeah. Like there's one where you can have like a shield, like I said, made of glass, but you can shoot through the shield of glass. So like really good for cover. Yeah. Or at least I remember you could shoot through glass. I haven't played in like, what was it, 3-4 years? Yeah. It's a pretty decently old game. I think it came out when Xbox first, the Xbox One released. Oh, okay. Around there, maybe. Now, with this game, you, I don't know how far you got in it, but it pretty much just takes place within this building. Did you? You didn't finish the game, right? No. I didn't come close, but for what you play, it's pretty much takes place in this building. And the maps are pretty big. It's a good sized building. Oh yeah. You go all over the place in this thing. So it's a lot of different rooms. I mean, like I said, it depends on what you do game-wise, gameplay and stuff like that. You can, if you like destroying stuff, you can probably go into every room and pretty much destroy every room if you feel like it after you've done what you want to do. It's a very fun pastime.
Um, but yeah,
The soundtrack is pretty good.
yeah, I don't remember much from the soundtrack.
It's very subtle.
Yeah.
Or at least I remember it being very subtle.
Yeah, I know. This game definitely seemed like it's a lot better with a headset on than without a headset. Because I know early on when you first start playing the game, before you meet the janitor, I was running around going into the different rooms, and then you could hear somebody like whistling or singing, and it was like it kind of was weird because the way it sounded, it was like you expected somebody to be walking down the hall, not just down the hall mopping. It was just kind of strange, but I did like the fact that the sound effects and everything were pretty amazing. So,
how do you feel about these Emmys being called the Hiss?
Yeah, I don't know.
I wish they could have called it something else. I don't know. The Hiss just makes me feel like a pack of snakes.
Yeah,
it doesn't make me think of like psychic beings trying to kill you. That's when I think of Hiss, I think of G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to have.
They could have called them like the Turned or something, or
maybe
the Taken. Oh, that's Destiny. Whoops.
Yeah, you definitely want to have like the closed captioning on in this game, because between the janitor, the way he talks, and then the former director and other people, that the way they talk to you, kind of like, in like almost like a weird whispered echo type of noise, type of sound. It's if you don't have closed captioning on, you'll probably miss some of the stuff that's being spoken to you.
Yeah, but I usually have my closed captioning on usually anyways.
Yeah.
When I play the games, unless I don't feel like I need it.
Right. Yeah. But I definitely think it helps if you're going to play this game to have that on.
Yeah, but definitely worth trying it out.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much out on all systems. Like I said, the Ultimate Edition is coming out soon, and I think it is coming to Switch as well.
Oh, it is? Okay. Yeah, it's not on Switch yet, as far as I know. Just PC,
but I think
PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
And they did say, though, it will come to Switch.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that would be harder on Switch?
No, I mean, it'll be
the same.
It'll be the same game. I just don't know if the graphics will be as good.
Yeah.
Because I don't think... I mean, Switch is good for graphics, but for like realistic ones, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because with Mortal Kombat, they had to tone it down for it.
Oh, really?
So it kind of looks cartoony, but it's not. It's not a bad thing, I guess. It just looks really low in graphics.
Yeah.
Like everything's not as textured.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like this whole game, like everything is incredible graphic wise. I mean, it's a lot of it is really good. Like when they do close-ups of the main character and some other stuff. There's other stuff where you're like, okay, the graphics are just, they're good graphics. They're typical gaming graphics. They're good, but they're not gonna like blow you away. But a lot of it is really good. So, and I'm sure that helps using that Northlight storytelling engine type of graphics that they use. So anything else you want to add to this game?
I think we pretty much covered everything without spoiling everyone.
Yeah, I think we've touched on everything. Any final rating for you on this?
I'd have to give it a nice 9 out of 10. I had a lot of fun with this. Mm-hmm. There's some things that set it back a little bit, but overall, I enjoyed it. I had a really fun time with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't give it a rating because I didn't get as far as I would have liked, but it's interesting. It's like I said, I like the graphics and the smashing of stuff, and the part that killed me the most was the shooting, which I struggle with that type of stuff, and it got very frustrating, and it can be very frustrating because, like I said, there's a lot of enemies. So, but it's a good game. I think if you've played Alan Wake and some of the other titles that they make, I think you'll like this game. Just be prepared for a little bit of a confusing storyline.
When we were talking about the janitor earlier, had me thinking of a really cool game that someone could make.
Mm-hmm.
What if someone made like a cleaning simulator, but you have like the control powers and such?
Mm.
So you have to like move stuff with your hand over to places.
Oh yeah, you're saying like clean up the place. By
Yeah,
using
you're a janitor, but you have like psychic powers.
yeah,
That'd be a pretty cool premise for a game.
yeah,
It'd be like one of those games that'd be like arcadey, but it'd be fun.
yeah, yeah. It's
Like imagine just trying to put a vase on a shelf, but then accidentally throw it across the room.
and smash it. Then you gotta use your powers to sweep it up.
You get it everywhere. It's all over the walls.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's a good idea.
So, yeah.
But all right, so that's it on Control. So what are we going to be playing next week
You get
or talk about next week?
so next week we're going to be doing a game called KO Round 2. It's a game that came out a long time ago, back I think on in the GameCube era, so like early 2002, 2003-ish.
Wow, I didn't know that was that old.
Yeah, it's pretty old. But KO is a platformer with a kangaroo with boxing gloves.
Okay.
And they're currently bringing a new one that's coming out sometime, I think, this year or next year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can talk to the developers or play the game when it comes out or something.
Yeah.
If we like KO Round 2 enough.
Yeah. So is the newer one going to be KO Round 3 or a completely different
I think it's because they didn't have a game in so long. I think they're just calling it KO.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're going to be playing next week. We're playing in the Steam version.
Yeah.
Not the original. I think it came out on GameCube. Not the original version. We're playing it on Steam.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be playing that next week.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it should be fun.
Okay, it was for GameCube. It was for GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So it's been pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive for a game back then, because a lot of them stayed with like exclusivity. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to see a game like this being everywhere.
Yeah. That's neat. Huh.
But yeah, we'll see you next week when we jump around as a kangaroo.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Stay cool. Peace.
Game over.
Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you enjoyed the episode. We're on Facebook and Twitter, and if you go on our website with the same name, you can also find us on all the other kinds of stuff you can listen to us to. Anyways, hope you have a wonderful day, folks. Stay indestructible, and peace.